Oh wow, it's 2023 already. Where did 2022 go? It literally felt like the time flew. Oh, I think I should wake up now. 2022 was probably the biggest year of my life. So much happened, but yet it feels like it went so quickly. How is 2023 gonna be? Doesn't even feel like New Year. But what exactly did I do last year? Let's go back and see what happened exactly throughout January to December last year. From hiking to the top of Australia's highest mountain to snorkeling in the world's largest reef, I thought I have done it all, but it was just the beginning of my most adventurous year ever. So in 2022, I wanted to push my boundaries, do things that challenge me, and boy, what a challenging year it was. My last year's New Year resolution was taking off some of my Australian bucket list items, see one new country, and overcome my fear of deep waters. So the year started with a very nice trip to Mount Kosciuszko, which is also the tallest mountain in Australia, and I had aimed to hike that mountain.
And finally, we have summited Mount Kosciuszko, the highest peak on Australian mainland.
At 2,228 meters, that is the one mountain where I can reach the peak, and I say I have climbed the tallest mountain of any country. It is a day hike, can be done easily within just one day if you are an intermediate hiker, because there are pretty steep sections and certain places where you would want to die. Although it was a very challenging hike and my friends were almost about to kill me because of how hard it was at some point, but walking up that mountain, soaking in the views, and just thinking how much I could accomplish and how much further I had come on my fitness journey, on my health journey, that I can complete a 22 kilometers hike in one day.
We started the hike at about 6:30 a.m. and we got here by 10. It took us 3.5 hours to climb up.
I was very happy with myself. That was one of my goals for the year before, that I want to reach a fitness level where I want to hike up to a certain distance without feeling exhausted, and I want to soak up the views and cover more distances with each hike I take. And today I was feeling that sense of enjoyment and fulfillment that I was able to get there, reach the top. So that felt like a really nice start to the year. What do you think? But again, it did not just end there. I had a lot planned for the year. And then came the most anticipated trip of my time in Australia, which is to the Great Barrier Reef and tropical North Queensland. Everyone who comes to Australia wants to come to Great Barrier Reef and experience the largest reef in the world, and I also wanted to do the same.
So finally, after 2.5 hours flight, we are here in Cairns, and it looks like it's gonna be an amazing holiday.
So one of my New Year resolutions was that I want to get over my fear of oceans and deep waters, and I went and snorkeled.
Oh, there we go! Woo-hoo! Here we are. This is the start of the Snorkel Beginner Snorkel Tour. You go, guys. Awesome!
I wanted to take one step forward with each trip I make, and this was my first step of the year. So I went to Fitzroy Island to try snorkeling for the first time. It was a beginner guided snorkeling, and I did see the Great Barrier Reef because the reef fringes the island and it is very close to the shore, so it's very easy for scaredy cats like me to go and snorkel at these places and experience the marine life. And what an experience it was. I think I have never felt so accomplished in my life. There was a point when I could not even imagine myself getting into water further than knee deep. And today I was snorkeling in the ocean where I could see marine life, although I did not like the fish coming very close to me, which was very weird. But I did enjoy that time there, and it felt like such a peace because you can't hear a thing. You are there just enjoying the view, absorbing your thoughts, and that was the place where you feel most connected to yourself. One more thing that I did in that trip was go kayaking in the ocean. I have been kayaking twice before and I enjoyed it. although I was scared at times. And even in this trip, it was a longer one. It was an 11 kilometers or 4 hours kayak, and it was guided with people, but it was in the ocean. And thankfully, I managed pretty well. It was a very exhilarating experience, I would say, but I was very happy with myself that I was able to do that. And I can't explain to people who don't have this fear, but having thalassophobia and doing these things was very difficult, yet very accomplishing for me. So wasn't that a great start of the year? At least it was for me. But along with the nice good days like these, there were some days when I was feeling the lowest of my life, because this was such a struggling year for me. There were visa issues, constant drain of money, there was constant uncertainty about my future, where I'm gonna stay, what's gonna happen, where I'm gonna get a visa, whether my Canadian permanent residency application was going ahead or not. It was very, very hard. And the moment when I don't know what's happening with my future, I constantly keep thinking about it and overthinking and asking questions and being uncertain about a lot of things. So that was draining me mentally and exhausting me. But still, I was happy about the fact that I could keep up my YouTube. There was some really nice accomplishments, including the fact that I got monetized. I was upping my game of video editing. I was learning more skills in this field, and I was a bit happy and very confused about what was happening in my future, but I knew where I wanted to go and I was working towards that. Then came the biggest surprise of my life, and we got our permanent residency application approved, our passport requested. Received my passport request letter yesterday, and that was the longest wait ever, and it was the biggest relief ever. I don't think I can explain these to people who have not gone through the whole pandemic and the whole process of waiting without an unforeseeable future. I can't tell you how relieving it felt to get that letter and email from IRCC. Oh my god, it was the best day of my life, I was thinking, because that gave me a future to think of, and I was certain that this is where I'm gonna live and I'm gonna go. It was such a rush of mixed feelings, because I was leaving behind the family in Sydney that I had made, and then I was going to meet the family I had left in India back 5 years ago, and I was meeting them 2.5 years later. So it was such a mix of emotions that I did not know what to feel. I think I was still in denial at that point when I was leaving Sydney, that I am moving out of this country and I'm probably never gonna come back and live here again. So this was such a weird emotion that I did not know if I wanted to feel sad or if I wanted to feel happy about it. Leaving a place where you have learned independence, gained abundance of knowledge about life and people, built your career in life is harder than I thought. I feel like I'm still stuck in the early months of 2020, and I don't think I will ever let go of that time. But before our final destination, we made 2 stops. One in each of our home countries and the other in Turkey. I spent about 10 days in Turkey, did a lot of things, had a lot of fun. I have uploaded some videos about it, so if you want to check it out, it's right up here. But Turkey was fabulous. It gave me the 10 days of relaxation that I needed from all the ruckus that was happening in my life, and give a fresh start to the new country that I was heading to. And then in August, finally the big move happened. I did not realize that settling in a new city is so much harder than I thought. There were so many differences between Sydney and Toronto, mixed with the rental competition, the race to find a good job, the adjustment to new systems. It all felt a little too overwhelming. And honestly, funnily enough, I never wanted to move to Toronto. I knew this city is not my style, and I am a person who loves nature and likes to stay close to it, say an actual jungle rather than an urban jungle. But I guess I reverse manifested it. Toronto is nice, but this city moves on at such a fast pace, like it is in an always on mode and doesn't know how to stop. I liked the late night shopping 24 hours restaurant initially, but now life has become so busy that there's no time for it. Yes, it is definitely a life-changing experience, because now I know what I want at 23 and how I want my year to look like. I've got plans, I just need to execute them. But living in such a fast-paced cities is sometimes a little overwhelming, and then it makes the city a little underwhelming as well, because I would rather live in Vancouver close to the mountains and pay a little extra money than live in an urban jungle with the worst possible weather and not be happy about it. One thing I'm taking away from 2022 is the fact that manifestation works. And I never believed in manifestation, but in 2022 I manifested a few things so much that it actually happened. And I want to tell you guys that it is something that doesn't happen automatically. Manifestation works, I feel, in the way that you are telling yourself that you want to achieve something, and your actions and your efforts go into that direction towards achieving what you want. So this is what we are doing in 2023. I'm going to explore more outdoors around Toronto, use my annual leaves to travel around the country and check out other parts of Canada, explore other countries in North and South America, level up my video shooting and editing skills, grow my YouTube channel to a level so that it generates a good passive income. There's so much I have planned this year and I'll take you all along me, so stick around, okay? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you're still sticking around listening to my story, do it right now. My channel is a roller coaster ride of emotions, life, travel, food, everything that I have experienced, and I share it here, and I will present even better content to you with every single video I post. So cheers, and I'll see you in my next video.